Live. We going live.
I don't know why it feels like it's been so long since we did a fucking podcast.
Because you have your hair slicked back.
I just got out the shower. But it does.
Mad cute too, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. You better chill out, fool, before I fucking mac you down.
Whoa.
Exclusive. You better chill out before I mac you down.
Straight up, my G. I don't know. I mean, I did 2 podcasts over the weekend too, though.
I saw.
Bro, you've been going ham on the podcast.
That's actually facts. You've been going crazy, bro.
I mean, just more people are finally fucking answering. You know what I mean? So
sometimes that's all it takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I love that for you, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, fucking people are fucking answering. You know, replying back. I don't know if they just see that it's kind of like taking more speed, you know, and seeing more consistency.
Just wait too long for that, though, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, oh, now because we're catching traction, you want to get on? But to each their own.
Yeah, I'm petty like that, but whatever. Anywho,
though, right?
I guess I don't know. I like to believe in people out the gate. You know what I mean? So I'm an early adopter type guy, I guess. Type fucking guy. Okay.
I'm that type of guy. That type guy.
But hey, it's Tuesday. Everybody, everywhere around the world, across this beautiful globe. It is the usual Tuesday podcasts with my beautiful hosts, Save 0%, and I am Korpsx of Korpsx Collection. Yeah, where we bring you a bunch of fucking craziness and we have a bunch of fun. And I am not only thankful, but I am blessed to have these 2 wonderful gentlemen as co-hosts and friends. Guys, are you guys ready?
Yeah, hey, real quick, it's Zero's birthday week, bro.
That is right. You
Friday.
Motherfucker. You thought you could slide that one past us, didn't you?
This handsome little devil's birthday is on Friday, dog.
Oh my god. What is
I'm
it?
gonna give him some whippings.
What is it? Quarter century? How old are you now?
25.
25.
So you're hitting Deuce 5.
Yeah, he gonna wake up a little different on Friday.
I don't think so, bro.
25, dog. You getting old, man.
Brain's going to be fully developed, man. You're going to look at life different. Are you excited?
Yeah, I think it's like different than 24. Bro, I dead ass. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast. I dead ass cried at 24. I was like, this is fucking lame, bro. I was so sad.
Cried when you turned 24?
Was it 24? I don't know if it was 24 or 23. One of those two. But I was like depressed for that day. I was just like, this is so fucking lame.
Yeah,
just getting older.
30.
Nah, I think for whatever reason, 23, 24 was like the hit where I was just sad. 25, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's all right. I don't mind this.
Yeah, wait till you get to 30.
Did you cry when you were 30? When you turned 30?
I haven't cried for a birthday yet. I think 40 might be the one though.
20.
I was about to say, what about you, Corpsx?
5.
You cried at 25?
I think 25 I did, but there was just a lot happening during the time.
Yeah.
Fair. But 30, bro, I fucking brought in 30 hardcore, bro. Hardcore, man. I've loved my
good-looking 30-year-olds.
Thank you. You better
you know what I
Mac you down.
No, seriously. Every time I go to like grab drinks or something, they're like, "Yo, can I see your ID?" And I was like, "Yeah, do I not look old enough?" And they're like, "No, you look like 24." Now, like, there's no shot that I look as young as Zero does. There's no shot.
You do.
The beards match. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Zero's beard is a little nicer than mine.
Bro, absolutely. What the fuck?
His hair is better than mine too. It's more curly. Got the curls on.
That part is true.
All right, so gentlemen,
not
tonight,
better, just curlier.
So tonight I did want to bring, I guess, something a little different, but kind of piggybacking off of something that we've already done a few times, which is hot takes. I'm kind of calling it like rapid fire. Yeah, but like I said in the text, let's try to keep answers, one word or one sentence. And if we have some time, we'll kind of, expand on some stuff because I got about like 20 questions, 25 questions.
You have different questions for each of us?
No, for both of us, for all of us, right? So, and it, if you have to think, take a second, kind of unpack it for yourself. That's cool, right? Like let's work through it. But I am excited to do this because there's some different stuff I looked up and I was like, oh, this is a good question. Like I've never thought to ask somebody this.
Is it all across the board?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay.
It's everywhere. So it's going to go everywhere from. Okay. Let's start off. So let's start off with you, Cisco. Scuba or skydiving?
Skydiving, and I'm terrified of both.
0.
I'll probably go scuba.
I want to go skydiving. I've done almost scuba snorkeling, so skydiving for me. Cisco, oceans or mountains?
Mountains.
Ooh,
Damo.
oceans.
I'm gonna go mountains.
Mountains are beautiful, though. I will say.
The ocean is fucking terrifying, bro.
Yeah, I've always liked water, but no, it can get so sketchy so fast.
Bro, you're out of your
Bro.
element in that joint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even when I just saw this question at first, I was like, there was no context. It was like just oceans or mountains.
Yeah,
And
I was about to be like, "What's the context?" But
I'm just taking the question for what it is. You know what I mean?
that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
that's why I didn't ask. Yeah.
Because I'm like thinking, well, I don't know. Can we elaborate or anything?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I was gonna say, thinking of oceans or mountains. I'm like, well, you're not in a mountain. Doesn't mean you have to be in the middle of the ocean, right?
Oh my god.
True.
You're on the mountain and in the ocean. Okay. You can't be both.
What the fuck are you talking?
You can be in the mountain.
Yes, you can be in the mountain, dumbass. That's what
I'm in
the
the
names
mountain.
are.
It's because I was watching the in or on the car clip earlier.
Oh yeah, bro. We got in that argument again at lunch one day.
I thought I sent a clip about that too.
We really got
We
into
did.
that argument like recently. Like I think it was less than a week ago. We got
Bro,
into
but
that
I
fucking argument.
stumped him.
again.
I stumped him. At some point,
No,
he was like,
okay, wait, hold on. We gotta
Anyway,
ask
what
Punch. All right,
okay.
Punch, real quick, okay, real quick. Sorry, not to interrupt your fucking rapid fire questions, but I have to know, and I don't know why we didn't fucking call you on this one. All right, because we were talking about consciousness or some shit. We talked about some random ass fucking shit, and then we were like,
we're talking about imagination. How do you imagine?
imagination. All right, if you imagine an elephant on top of a convertible Ferrari, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all his legs were on each seat.
Uh-huh.
Is the elephant in the car or on the car?
Both
Thank
semantically
you,
work.
dog. Thank
Both
you.
semantically work.
Thank you.
Bro, oh my fucking god. We
Thank
on
you,
this.
Korpsx.
You cannot be both in and on
We're
a car.
both.
Okay, anyways,
Look,
we're not arguing
We're
about
not
this shit
going
again.
into it, but I agree with you, Pudge, wholeheartly. I will give you my full shaft.
The motherfucker is in the car, okay? Yes! What?
Okay. I will go with 0 on this first one. Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Harry Potter.
Okay. Lord of the Rings or Marvel?
Oh, Marvel.
You already know the answer to that one.
Cisco, Lord of the Rings or Marvel?
Marvel.
Harry Potter or Star Wars?
That's one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked.
I do like both, though.
I'm gonna say Harry Potter for the sake of my childhood.
Okay.
Wow.
For the sake of my childhood.
Plus the more recent movies just kind of degraded a little bit. I feel like.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Making those last 3 movies was the worst fucking thing that could ever
Okay.
possibly. Now get the fuck out of here. If you like those movies, you're not a Star Wars fan. Fuck you,
Stop
Korpsx.
it. Stop it.
Wait.
Stop
It isn't
Stop it.
degraded
Wait.
by like that. I mean, they weren't the worst movies in the world, but they just weren't that good.
It is so uncanon of them to fuck it. All right, go ahead. Whatever. the fuck
What were you gonna say,
Corpse?
Corpse?
Let's try this now. 0.
Fucking eat it.
Rank them 1 through 4.
Wait, what? Oh, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars.
Oh
Marvel?
shit. Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
For sake of my childhood, no. Because Harry Potter and Marvel is now the hardest decision between the two. Because realistically, where Marvel is, okay, I can't go too much. This is rapid fire. This might even be a hot take.
It's about to be.
Marvel is at
Okay.
one.
No shot.
Harry Potter is at 2. Star
Okay.
Wars at 3, and Lord of the Rings at 4.
That's
Fair.
wild.
Fair. Cisco, rank them 1 through 4.
That's wild. I'm going HP 1, Star Wars 2, Marvel 3, Lord of the Rings.
Wow, I can't believe you did that.
I am about to tell you, you guys are both wrong.
This
And I'm
motherfucker about to
going
put
off of
a little
statistics.
TR at the top.
I'm going off of statistics.
Wait, who was more right? Who was more right? Me or Cisco?
Statistics.
Statistically,
What?
I would say Damien is closer.
Come on, man.
Statistically, based off of
Subjective.
statistically
Based?
based off of
Based.
movies made and Oscars won. Lord of the Rings has 3 movies with 17 Oscars.
Okay.
Star Wars has 9 movies with 7 Oscars. The MCU has 23 movies with 3 Oscars. And Harry Potter has 8 movies with 0 Oscars.
Damn!
That's wild. And that just shows you how bad the Oscars is,
How you
bro.
gonna
'Cause
laugh
how the
at my
fuck
shit,
you have
bro?
8
You
How the
just
fuck you
laugh
have
at my
8
shit,
Harry?
bro.
8 of some of the greatest cinema of all time, and they have 0 Oscars. That's wild.
Well, you got to
We'll say 7 of the greatest films of cinema.
Well,
Everybody knows Goblet of Fire is shit.
You got to remember when these movies were coming out,
Bro, that movie
right?
was good.
And what movies got packed with Oscars. So Lord of the Rings was clean sweeping the Oscars at one
Yeah,
point.
no, I agree with that. And what I'm saying is, if Star Wars, if all of them came out in the same era, Star Wars would win that 100%.
I'm just saying, based off of movies made to Oscars won, Lord of the Rings is considered the best series. 1, 2, 3, 17 Oscars, bro. You cannot.
You agree with that? Are you agreeing with that?
Do I agree with it? If I'm ranking them
Yeah.
if I'm gonna rank them 1 through 4, I am going to go movies, solely the movies, no books added. I am going to probably go. I will go. Just movies. Fuck. I'm gonna go Star
Because
Wars.
you can't. Whoa. Okay.
I'm gonna
Wow,
go
I
Star
didn't
Wars,
expect
Harry
that either.
Potter, MCU, Lord of the Rings.
Damn.
Solely the movies. And because I was about to say, well, the books are so good. Like, no. Just the movies. Star Wars, Harry Potter. Yeah, MCU.
You're not taking into consideration like Clone Wars, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, all that other shit either, right?
No, just the movies.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
the movies. Lord of the Rings 1 and 2, I think, were nearly flawless movies when you consider
Great
like
books, by the way. Great books.
I can't consider I'm trying to step outside the books. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm just saying. I read The Hobbit and I read the first Lord of the Rings book. I've only seen the first Lord of the Rings movie. I've
See,
never
and
seen
it's-
the whole trilogy.
It's unfair for me to be like, oh, well, let's consider the books too, because I've read some of the fucking Star Wars books. I haven't finished Lord of the Rings books, and the MCU is fucking comics, bro. And those don't make no fucking sense. They're everywhere. Like, they have all these universes, and then when you think of like TV shows and their whole universe, when you think of the whole universe, Star Wars by a fucking mile. I think if you ask me, it's Star Wars by a fucking mile. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Marvel shows have been cool. The early 90s ones was cool, but or like the 90s was cool, but these most recent ones have been kind of trash.
Wait,
feel
Marvel,
like-
are we also taking consideration like Sony's Spider-Man, the original like Fox X-Men?
Mhm.
No, bro. I feel like that
Star
was
Wars is better.
at
Well-
the time it was still better.
That statistic, though,
but you don't need. But that's the thing is you've only seen like 2 Star Wars movies.
I've seen them all. I've seen the newer ones and the older ones. I remember watching them when I was a kid because my dad had the DVD.
Okay, but you watched them as a kid. Like you haven't watched them as an adult to appreciate them. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, I saw the newer ones when they came out. I mean, yeah, I want to rewatch obviously the older movies.
You don't know any of the canon,
get the
like
storyline.
any of Clone Wars. Like you don't know, like
Clone
Rebels,
Wars
you don't know
and
any of that
Rebels is probably two of the best shows that were ever fucking written and
Those are-
canonically are so important to Star Wars.
Those two are animated, right? Or at least Clone
Yes.
Wars is animated, right?
They're both animated. They were like
Word, okay.
premature CGI type shit.
Yeah, there's like 3D renders. They look weird.
Would you guys? So let's go. I'll start with Damo again. Damien, would you rather be completely motivated or completely disciplined? Rapid.
Ooh, completely disciplined.
Cisco, completely disciplined
Motivated.
or completely motivated?
Motivated.
I would say that I would rather be completely disciplined.
Me too. Yeah.
Right, I'd rather be completely disciplined, and there's reasons for that, and we can save that for another day. Cisco, we talked about
Good one.
Bro,
That's a good one though. That's a really good one. That oh my god, the conversation that's gonna come off that topic right there is fucking insane.
And I apologize to everybody on Facebook, Instagram. I promise you I'm going to try to get to comments and shit, but I got this fucking paper here and I'm trying to check these questions off as I do them, and I don't give a fuck. So sorry.
Aren't they the same thing? They are not the same thing.
No, they are not the same thing. They're way different.
Discipline and motivation? The same
yes.
thing? That's interesting.
Same thing? No, they are two completely
No,
different
I'm saying that it's interesting that somebody would ask that.
motivation
and discipline.
Well, they might think this is the same thing too. Cisco, I'll start with you because we say this a lot. Would you rather be a nice guy or a good man?
Good man. 100%.
Me too.
Yeah, good. I would rather be a good man 100% of the fucking time.
We've actually talked about that on pod like 2-3 times actually.
Yeah.
That topic gets a little
it gets hairy. I think it gets a little furry.
Wait, son. Well, now Crystal Waters is asking, how can you be disciplined without being motivated? Motivation, I feel like, is because of how. Listen, we're gonna get into it. Do you guys want to get into it?
No. This is. I'll give the perfect example. If you get up every single day and make your bed and brush your teeth and wash your toothbrush off and put it in the sink, you're disciplined. You're doing the same thing every single day. Disciplined. I don't have to I don't need the motivation to make my fucking bed. I need to be disciplined to make my bed.
I would say that's routine. Discipline to me is whatever I say goes. Like there is no room for error when I say, not room for error, but like room for like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it, whenever. If I say I'm going to do something, then I do it. It is done. My word is law, basically. When it comes to my own actions, obviously.
So I look at it like this too: is that Kobe Bryant spoke about discipline versus motivation. Was what discipline is you're signing a contract with yourself, and you need to maintain that contract with yourself. So my contract with myself is when I go to the gym, I'm going to, like now, recently, especially now, I watch an episode of The Sopranos while I walk on the treadmill. I am not always motivated to go to the fucking gym. There is days that I am tired. I am burnt the fuck out. I've been walking in mud all day. But my discipline gets me to the gym because I signed that contract with myself. I said, this is what I'm going to fucking do. You get what I'm saying? Motivation runs out. Discipline continues on. That is the routine. My discipline is shown in my routine because I don't always want to do these things. Sometimes I fucking hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you're disciplined, there's no other way.
I'm still picking motivation though, because motivation is what keeps you going, in my opinion. The motivation is what keeps you going.
You have to be motivated to set the discipline.
Correct.
To me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the motivation comes first. The rest comes later.
That's true.
Usually. But if you're disciplined, you can conquer any element, like any vertical.
Yeah,
sure, but what I'm saying is you have to be motivated to become disciplined. Is, in my opinion, the way I look at it. Something has to spark a fire in you that's like, this is what the route that I want to go. This is what I want to accomplish. This is who I want to be. And then you become that disciplined person that sets out to be that. But you need to be motivated prior to that.
Motivation is like the spark, like you're saying, it's the spark to get you there. But discipline is you feeding that fire, is like putting the wood continuously on that fire. Like motivation, because obviously what he's asking is like this limitless motivation or this limitless discipline. I'd rather hit discipline, but if you could have limitless motivation to some degree, it'd probably work pretty well too.
Like if there was 2 cups sitting on a table and I said, if you drink this, you'll be ultimately disciplined for the rest of your life. Or you drink this one, you'll be ultimately motivated for the rest of your life. Which one am I drinking?
I'm picking motivated every time.
I'm going disciplined every single time. 100% through and
Like
through.
in this world, nothing else changes but my discipline. Well, it's just like I'm still me, but I'm just more disciplined. I'm just way more disciplined.
You're at your full capacity, fully disciplined. I'm going with that because I watch.
Are you Xing out the other though? Are you Xing out the other if you choose one?
I wouldn't.
That would make the question
a
little more.
You could still be motivated, but you're ultimately always disciplined. Or other way around, you could be disciplined. It might fall off, but you're always motivated.
See, look, you can't be disciplined without the motivation to be disciplined. That's why I'd rather be motivated than disciplined.
I would go against that just for my sole experience with starting this podcast was that I was so motivated to start one all the time, right? Until I finally did it. And then I bred a discipline in behind that. And then once motivation faded away, my discipline stayed. And
wait, but does that mean that you're no longer motivated when you pod?
There's days where one of these podcasts I did recently, I did not want to do it. I was tired as fuck. I was excited. Like I was excited to have this guest. But by the time I got there, I was burnt out. I was kind of having a long day. And I was like, fuck, man, like maybe I could just reschedule. But my discipline dictated different. It was like, no, you're going to sign the fuck in. You're going to turn on the light, fire up that microphone, and you're going to do this fucking thing. You get what I'm saying? Motivation wavers. You know what I mean?
I view it. I view it differently. Like if you want, because you're talking about the smoking section. Like if I was talking about the usual Tuesdays, right? Like I would personally, I feel that every Tuesday that we do this, I'm motivated to do this. I'm motivated to hear whose topic is going to be that day, who's going to show up in the chat, who on Friday is going to be like, hey, yo, I listened to your podcast and this is what happened. For me, there's no discipline. There's less discipline behind doing this podcast than there is motivation. Personally,
discipline in doing this. Like there have been days when I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm at 100%, but that doesn't matter. Like I'm still here. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I ever like dread coming here or anything like that, but I'm just like kind of aimless and like I don't know. Sure I don't know what exactly I'm going to say on the podcast. I don't know exactly what the topic will be. I don't know if I feel the best, but I'm still here every single time, unless I really, really can't do something.
I guess this one's also a good segue since we're on this topic. Is Cisco something you wish? Cisco, something you wish you were better at.
Having a routine.
I was literally about to jokingly say having discipline.
maybe not discipline, but being more
routine.
Like being more
structured.
I wish I had more structure.
Damien, something you wish you were better at.
I think unironically disciplined, like being more disciplined. I would like to just like flip a switch. That'd be so cool to me. Because I feel like I'm motivated to do a lot of different things, but discipline is like I've wanted to do so many different things. But if I had the discipline to do them, I'd be in a way different position.
I think something that I wish I was better at was seeing the innocence in people that I don't agree with. You know, seeing the innocence in their point of view, or seeing the innocence in the things they may say. You know,
God damn, that's such a good one. Can I go again?
Well, hold on. So, Zero, something you wish you were worse at.
Worse at? Why would you ever wish you were worse at something?
Because there's stuff that I wish I was worse at.
I can 100% agree with this.
Give me an example. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, I'll go. Something I wish I was worse at was being emphatic with other people's point of view.
I wish I was. I'm on the same thing. I wish I was. I would put it like more of, but I wish I was more selfish. Like I wish I did more things for myself instead of for other people.
Ooh, that's a good one. So, Damo, questions back to you.
I guess I would be worse at being selfless.
Worse at being selfless. That's a good one.
Okay, I get what you guys are saying. I don't want to say the same thing because I feel like the same thing, but
That's how you feel. Then that's how you fucking feel.
I'm trying to think of like another thing because like I feel like all of us are pretty giving, and because of that, maybe we get taken advantage of more.
Yeah, and it's not that and that's the thing, right? It's not that I want to just stop giving things to people or like being nice to people. It's just that I want like the same effort that I give other people. I wish I could. I wish I gave that to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crystal Water says, sounds like a job interview now. She's like, what are some good and bad qualities?
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
That was one of the questions I was going to write down, but I was like, it's fucking whack. Like,
stop time.
Somebody actually asked me that in a job interview one time. And I was like, I wish I could like shrink or get bigger.
That'd be kind of
They
cool.
were like, why? And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't think that far.
Damo, what's something you wish you were worse at?
Yeah, I guess like I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, being more selfish. Worse at
Being worse
selfless.
at being worse at being selfless. That's a
That
good
sounds so douchey. That sounds so bad.
No,
Just
it
like, I'm
doesn't.
so
It really
good, bro.
doesn't, though. Not like if people know you based off of this podcast and know like we really delved into each other really heavily in this podcast. So people that have listened in the past would understand why you feel that way.
And my thing is that this is my thing of the selfishness, right? And being selfless or being less emphatic to somebody's point of view. Is there's so many times I've said, you know what? I can see how you came to that conclusion. Or I can see how you came to perpetrate these certain actions. And I shouldn't be compassionate with some of these things. Some of these things I should not be okay with people doing and or saying, right? Either to me or to my friends, my family, right? Like, or even about themselves. Like sometimes it's like, no, bro, like, no, you're wrong. Like, no, you are fucking wrong. Like, I don't care how you came to this conclusion. You're wrong. You know, like there's some.
Well, I don't have a problem telling people they're wrong, but what I do is I'm like, yo, why? It's more so of why do you think? Like, I want to delve too much into the thoughts of other people. Why do you feel that way? Where does this coming from? Let's dig a little bit deeper in why do you think this way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm taking more time than somebody else has. And you know what I mean? To find out more shit about you when there's some shit about me that I don't even fucking know.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. And I can't get time back. I can't get time back.
All right, Cisco.
Fuck.
What is a scent that you find most soothing? Scent.
Tobacco.
Raw tobacco or
Smell of
burned?
tobacco. Like raw tobacco. My hand soap is tobacco and vanilla.
That's wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Damo, scent that you find most soothing?
Probably. What is it? You broke up.
Lavender. I like lavender too.
Lavender's nice. I'm weird. I don't know if I don't know. I like very like light. I don't know if floral is the right thing because it's not floral. Maybe it's like beachy, like very light colognes and stuff like that. I like wearing. What?
That's so opposite. Beachy and floral are like completely
like
different.
no, I said it's not floral. It's like very light and like
I get what you're saying.
Airy, you know what I mean? Like almost like.
Do you enjoy?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you. I apologize.
I was just gonna say it, just like almost like it's gonna sound so stupid. The mist of like the beach. You know what I mean? Like
that's a thing. That's a fucking thing.
I
like rain too. I like fresh rain.
Is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh rain. Do you think that you enjoy the smell more? This is gonna sound so weird, but do you think that you enjoy more the smell of women's cologne or men's cologne, or women's perfume or men's cologne?
Probably.
I feel like that's an obvious answer now that I've said it out loud. Don't mind me.
Women's perfume.
Like, yeah. Continue.
I don't know,
Don't
Cisco. When I hug you extra long.
I actually don't wear cologne anymore.
Oh, never mind then.
When I first wrote down this question, I was going to say black suede, which is a men's cologne. It was my dad's old cologne. But I was like, I think the smell of burning sage is the most soothing and
Ooh,
relaxing
sage is
smell.
nice.
A lot of people don't like that smell. I really enjoy it, and I like burning incense too,
I
and
love.
candles, as you can tell.
It makes me feel clean. I mean, us natives, we use smudge to bless certain things, and more cultures do it too. But we'll bless our house or we'll bless our presence with sage, or bless an area with sage. And at the crib, I don't know if you guys ever saw when I was doing it, like sometimes in the podcast, bro, there would be smoke coming up, and it's because I had burnt sage right before we got on the pod. I'd burn sage right when I got home, fucking clean the house out right before I go to bed, clean this house out real quick. You know what I mean? And it was just a smell where it was like, okay, I can go to bed now. You know what I mean? Like if I smell it, then I can go to bed right afterwards, bro. It's no problem. Scent. Oh,
This motherfucker is really blasting off these questions.
I was gonna say, Samuel has a question if you guys don't mind.
what's he got?
Crystal Water said the smell of money.
All
Ooh,
right,
He
Mr.
asked-
Krabs.
I
The
hate the
question
smell of
is,
money.
would you agree that music, it's like a mental time machine, or at least the closest we have to it right now?
Oh fuck yes, music,
Yeah.
bro. Think about right now when we were in the green room and me and fucking Punch were jamming out.
That's true. Yeah. They were jamming. They jam very often in the green room. In the green room before the podcast.
Yeah, you guys would never get a look into that. Okay, by the way, for
There-
copyright reasons.
Okay, and
Yeah,
people think that dance is just dance for me, right? But dance led me to this philosophy behind music and dance and all these things. There's so many cultures who have whole gods, whole deities dedicated to music. So there's this weird feeling. I know we've all felt it, but there's songs that give us goosebumps. Songs that's like, my dad used to sing that, or oh, my mom sings that while she's cleaning.
Yeah.
Or it takes you back to third grade. Like, oh my God, I remember when this song came out. And you just think
Yeah.
of,
Ooh, let the dogs out, and everybody was like, "Fucking, bro, that is a fucking jam right there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. The music does something to your soul. I mean, based off vibrations. I mean, that's the ultimate. To not go too deep into it, but based off the vibrations of music is what is soothing. But like music just makes you feel so fucking like just yesterday in the rain on my way to work, I'm bumping fucking Remember the Time by Michael Jackson, and I'm in my car, right? I'm just fucking singing my ass off, bro, like enjoying the fuck. And this lady next to me like looks over and she's laughing, and I like caught a glimpse of her, and then I just kept fucking singing like to her, and that's what music does.
Yeah.
Even if you don't dance to it, even if you don't take the next step and dance to it and express your feeling through that, like the expression of smile or tears or sorrow, things of that nature, that's what music does to you, and it does it for a reason. I love music.
Break Down by Mariah Carey and Bone Thugs and Harmony makes me cry every single time I listen to it. I could be having a fine day. It comes on the radio and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. Like, God damn it. No, like, dude, no. It's just, I don't know what it is about the song, the lyrics, the vibration. Like, I don't know, but it just hits me every fucking single time, bro. Like, I love the song though. Like, I love it, but it will make me tear up.
That's a good question. Yes, very good.
For me, smells do that more though. I don't know. Like I have a couple of songs that for sure do that where I'm like, bro, this brings me back. But like smells of like, I don't know. There's like smells that I remember that I'll like smell and I'll be like, oh shit, this smells like whatever it is, like my kindergarten class or like my grandma's house or whatever. Maybe it's so weird, but it like
smells like the first time I watched porn.
it really instantly
Wow.
takes me back.
Let's go, Damo. Favorite language that you love listening to?
Ooh, that I love listening to.
Say that again. What was the question? Say the question again.
Favorite language that you like listening to? And real quick, Sylvester, you wanted me to explain the innocence part. DM me, and then we'll talk about it.
The innocence part.
It was one of the questions, like 2 questions
Oh,
back.
word.
I'm sorry,
trying-
guys. I'm trying to get around to it.
I'm trying to think. In a
Fucking
weird,
Punch's chat is going
yeah.
crazy.
Going nuts, bro. Oh my God.
I was gonna say I don't know. I want to I want to say like Russian because I feel like Russian is so blocky. Everything feels like just a big ass block coming out of their mouth and just falling to the ground. It's just so rigid. But the most it just looks funny too. And they're like hard motherfuckers. They like I don't know. They wash everything down with fucking 100% liquor, like 100% alcohol, bro. Like rubbing alcohol.
My kind of people, dog. That's
But
my kind of people.
most fun and like the one that I don't know if this is like part of the question, but the one I'd want to probably learn is Mandarin. That's a really cool language.
Ooh, yes.
Mandarin is so ugly, in my opinion. I want to learn Mandarin, but I feel like it's such an ugly language.
I don't know. I think it sounds nice, or like Spanish, I guess. But like Spanish is like
Yeah, I'm gonna go Portuguese.
Portuguese.
My favorite.
Portuguese is cool.
Well, I have two: Portuguese and East Coast English.
Yo, dead ass, sign this shit's brick out here. Money, I need my chopped cheese. I need my chopped cheese. You got me fucking tight out here, B. yo, B, you hear me? It's fucking.
There's just something about that, like East Coast, the way that the East, like people in the East speak. I just really enjoy it. Maybe just because it makes me feel like I'm with my family type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm so used to hearing it when I'm with my family.
Yeah, I think the Italian, New York, like New Jersey, the way they talk is just funny. Like, and it sounds cool. All these things, like for me at least. I think the language I like hearing the most, it's changed over the years, and most recently has been patois. I love.
Bro, that's my favorite language of all time.
I love.
That's my favorite language of all time, bro.
Wait, what does it sound like? I've never heard this language.
What? You don't hear me say wagwan every day?
Wagwan.
I literally say what, bro? We literally did it today at lunch.
I didn't know that's what that was.
You know how everybody's saying
patois.
Gat, GYAT. That's like a thing on social media. That's patois, bro. Get the bumba clat, get gil.
Oh,
it
shit,
sounds nuts, bro.
If you pay attention to me, I literally say wagwan every single day.
I know, but I just didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that's what that was.
Yeah, that's patois.
They get real freaky with the thing, you hear me? Yeah,
you see me?
Look,
you see me?
Look. Yeah, me. You know, hear me say? No, hear me say? That shit goes. I don't know. It's just their language and the way they put the words together is like, what the fuck? So it's just so interesting to be like, wait, like, what are you really saying?
I didn't even think of patois. That's my favorite language of all time, though. But I to listen to, I like Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me to be somewhere and try and learn it, I would say patois. But patois is so hard to learn because you could say the words, but you don't have the accent to speak patois, then it's not patois. You know what I mean?
See, Sly says the way that Colombian, Puerto Rican, and Salvadorian women talk is sexy. Yes. Latin languages are beautiful. The Boricuan Spanish is so different, right? Like from when you think of Puerto Rico just to even to the Dominican Republic, the way that they say certain things and the words they use to describe it is so wild. Like,
I don't like Puerto Rican. I don't like Puerto Rican Dominican Spanish personally. I don't like. It just sounds like I'm about to get canceled for this shit. But it sounds like dumb Spanish.
God damn, bro! This isn't a hot take.
Okay, let's move on then because I'm about to roast these motherfuckers, bro. All the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are about to come after my ass. You don't even finish the word. You don't even like coño. Like you don't like. Let's move on, please.
This is a good one to move on to because this is something we've talked about two things, and they both do this to me. But what? Let's go, Cisco. Cisco, save. What is something that gives you goosebumps?
Something that gives me goosebumps. Just what gives me, not in a negative or positive way.
Just something that gives you goosebumps.
When a girl has nails and they like touch right here, this part of my neck right here.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
That shit gives me cerebral palsy.
You're like,
Gives me epilepsy.
Bro, if you want me to get your nails done, you want me to buy you dinner, you want me to do anything for you, bro, get your nails and just touch like this back part of my head and like do this with your nails down my head right here. You can have whatever the fuck you want.
Zero. What is something that gives you goosebumps?
I was thinking about something a little bit different. Not so, I guess, physical. Mine was when a song says something you've heard a million times in a new way. That shit, I love that. I fucking
Way to get sophisticated. I appreciate that.
I'll like rewind that shit. I'll listen to it. Oh, I'm like, God damn, bro, what the? Like, who would have thought to put it in those words, bro?
What
about
that? Is tight. Do you have an example? Wait, do you have an example?
Not off the top of my head, but that was just something that I was like, bro, I love when people, because like you've heard love songs every day, like 2/3 of songs coming out are probably love songs, but when somebody has something new to say or like a new way to say it, it's like, oh shit.
Here's how Sylvester says something that he's heard in a song that he said before. That's why I fucked your bitch. My main man. Oh my
fucking
god.
Stupid for that one, Slot. You're stupid for that one, dog.
Oh my god. Something that gives me goosebumps. Honestly, and this is probably weird, but it's heights. Anything like pretty much a space that I can see down into gives me goosebumps. And that was something that like kept me at Sunrun for so long, like climbing up on roofs, because it was exhilarating. Like I'm like, oh my god, I'm like so close to death, and I would just get these goosebumps all the fucking time, bro. Like I'm talking about like onto my chest, bro. Like, oh my god, I'll tell the guys like, look. Like I got goosebumps. Like this shit's nuts. I love this shit.
That's
like,
wild.
I love this shit. And if it wasn't that, I would honestly say like hearing people like speak deeply. Like if I can see that body change or the tears well up, it gives me goosebumps because I feel like I'm connecting with them.
Bro,
You know
that is so attractive to me. Like in men and women. I'm not saying that I'm attracted to men, but you know what I mean? Like that, that's exactly what I'm saying. But no, like that attracts me so much to want to be around a certain person is when I can see that you're really genuinely loving what the fuck you're talking about or genuinely loving what the fuck you're doing. That is such an attractive thing to me. You know what I mean? Like if you like doing this and I'm watching you in your element and I'm like, man, even if it's just like playing the violin, right? And you're so calm and doing this thing, but I can tell like that's what does it for you. That attracts me to like know more about why that what is it about the violin? Is it because every time you strum it makes a different noise and like shit? Like I want to know about that shit, bro. I want to know about that shit,
dude. Yeah, I love that. Where you the lines start to blur where like they start and their love of the craft begins. It's like seeing them do that shit. That shit's so fun. That shit is so fun to me. That's why I like sorry, go ahead.
No. Finish. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say there's this dude named John Bellion, and I'm sure I've
always talked about.
I've talked about him before, but he's made breakdowns of how to make the songs that he makes, so you know what it sounds like. I don't know if I've brought this up before as well, but just like that whole process and him getting like really, really into it. That should give you goosebumps. And like he's formulating like the words and like he's pulling them out of like thin air and he knows like the little melodies that he's doing and he's like just playing, but he's like so into it and so like lost in it that like, yeah, bro, that shit just gives you goosebumps.
Oh, I've done the same, bro. I've watched T-Pain live stream for 8 hours one time because I watched him make a whole song out of just a metro. Like I watched it from when it was just a metronome. And he was like playing on his keyboard, and then he's like humming out all these tunes, these melodies and shit. And then I watched it to what the song turned into, and I didn't even realize that 8 hours had passed by.
Yeah,
and I was just like in awe the whole time watching this person create. That's why I fell in love with graffiti so much. That's why I love dancing so much because you're just watching people create. You know what I mean? I think that's such a beautiful thing when you can watch somebody do that type of shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good little segue. Is what is the most captivating painting or piece of artwork that you've ever seen or experienced? Zero.
Oh shit. Art or what was the other thing? Art piece or
artwork or painting?
Artwork or painting. I'm trying to think. This might be a little douchey. Hold on, because I made art. I don't know if you could classify it as art, but I was so into it. That's the only way that, like, when I step back, because I know the story of it, like, wholeheartedly. I know what it represents. So I guess that would be the most captivating that I've been at art, because like I could always hear the stories, and the stories are really nice, but I don't know. There was something about like making something and knowing everything about it, really truly, and not just hearing about it and like knowing why I did everything in that piece. That I was like, this is the sickest shit. I could look at this forever, and I don't care if anybody else really digs it. I fucking love it. It was like so sick.
That's beautiful. Cisco.
Well, tell me the question one more time, because I want to make sure I understand.
Most captivating painting or artwork you've ever seen?
Okay, most captivating. I don't know why I thought it was like motivating or like life changing. Most captivating. I would say as of recently, there's this. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he does like live art. And there's a video of him. I don't. You guys have probably seen it on Instagram or TikTok. And he's walking upstairs, and then he falls onto a trampoline, and then he starts back at the lower portion of the stairs. And it's just showing how like going up to what you're trying to get to is not as easy as just walking up to the stairs. And sometimes life turns you over and starts you back over at the bottom, or it puts you back in the middle. And when I watched that, bro, I probably watched it like 40 times. And I was like, wow, the message that this man is trying to deliver right now, like some people, it was in a mall, and some people are probably just watching this, not understanding what the fuck he's really trying to say. And I get it, but it's open to interpretation at the same time. I like shit that's open for interpretation, but has a meaning at the same time.
There was, for myself, there was a video. I got two, because one, I didn't truly experience it, and the first one I didn't get it until I read about it, and the other one I experienced and had an actual like experience with this thing. But the first one, it's a video. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a mechanical arm, right? And it's like a squeegee arm, and at the bottom of it, it's leaking oil. And what it's supposed to do is continue to pull this oil in. And as this arm goes, it leaks more oil. And as it's leaking oil, it's losing its functionability. And it was like after all these years, it stopped working. And like the artwork is to show that no matter what our effort is, this is what's happening to our life. And it's like a reminder of doom, your impending doom, you know? And so it kind of like showed me like, don't get caught in the rat race. Like enjoy this moment. Like we serve a purpose, just like this mechanical arm pulling in the oil. Like we serve a purpose here on earth. Yes, but don't get caught. Don't get stuck in that. You know what I'm saying? And
it's
then
funny because Zero and I were just talking about that today.
You guys know what video I'm talking about?
No. We were talking about that, like, like mortality and appreciation of that. We were just talking about that today at lunch.
And then there was a piece of artwork. This one fucked me up. Was that last one made me cry, but this one fucked me up. There was this clock, and it was in the shape of a heart. And you could see all the cogs, and some of them were broken and like hanging at the bottom. And then there was sewn pieces of this heart, and it was this big, huge heart. And it was called The Inner Workings of a Broken Heart. And bro, I would walk by it all the time in Key West, and I would just stop and look at it. And the dude came by. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "You come and peek at this all the time." I was like, if I could buy it right now, I would. He goes, oh, he goes, what does it say to you? I was like, that nobody really gets it. Like, you could be brokenhearted and you could explain and explain, and somebody can see it in you every day and never understand. He goes, you want to know the crazy part? He goes, it keeps ticking though. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And bro, I'm looking at this fucking clock work. Like, it's working. And I'm like, oh my God, it does. It keeps fucking beating, don't it? And I'm like, I just turned and we shared this little look. And I was like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, enjoy it. And he like didn't try to sell it, didn't nothing. He just walked away. And I never, from that point, I mean, I had seen this clock so many times, but from that point on, I never looked at it the fucking same. Most capped in it. If I remember right, it's called The Inner Workings of a Broken Heart. Fucking beautiful. It was so beautiful.
There has been very little times I've gotten emotional on this fucking podcast. I don't know what the fuck you just did, or why, or if it was the way that you fucking just explained that. But holy fuck, like I want to see this piece of artwork now.
Let's go to Key West, bro.
So let me real quick. And because I saw this video this week that made me like really just, you and I. There was a podcast where there was a smoking section episode that we did about like why the happiest people are the most depressed and why comedians take their lives and all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw this video recently, and it was these two guys. It was a UK commercial about men's like mental health, and it was these two guys in the UK, and they would go watch football matches every fucking time that they would. And one of the guys, have you seen this video? And it was this guy, and you could tell that he's like something's going on with him. Something's wrong with him. He just looks sad. He just not. And then his buddy is like cheering on the football game and like having a good time. And it shows them like 20 games together and they're having a great time. And then the last one is like this guy, and he's walking up and he puts a scarf over the seat and he sits down. And it was the guy that was fucking sad.
Yeah.
And it's like you never know, like, or you may see the signs, but it's the times that you can't see the signs that are the most dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is what it made me feel like when you just said that about the fucking heart, bro. Mm-hmm. It's because even no matter how fucking broken it is or someone is, like you still carry on. You're still doing what the fuck you need to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Wow. What I'm like, wow. That is absolutely incredible. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we're all artists in our own respects. And so that question to me was important when I came across it. Was like, so many people look at things through their own perspective. You know what I mean? And I could look at a painting and be like, oh, like this makes me feel a certain way, while somebody else sees it and they see the smallest detail, the small, like, not even a detail. This is what this thing fucking does. But it makes so much sense. We could look at the small, fine lines of how all this is put together, but then there's stuff that is so blatantly obvious that makes things fucking beautiful. It's the most captivating part of this whole ordeal. You know what I mean? Good one or what? Was that a good one?
That was a good one.
Man, let me tell you, bro, that one. Woo!
Hey, I took some time on this one. Zero. What is one secret talent that you have?
Oh shit, I don't know. I don't know if I have any secret talents. Secret talents. I don't want to say anything because then you're like, do it.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Nah, we won't. I promise. He's like, I can fart on command.
No, I can't actually. That'd be nice though. I'm like not the worst at singing. I'm not the worst. I'm not the worst. I'm not good, but I'm not the worst.
Really? Like, you can carry a tune?
It depends on the tune, but probably.
But you'd never do karaoke.
Nah. No, one time, bro, funny story. I say this is why I say caveat, I'm not the best. I went to a friend of mine at the time, a party in her, or not a party, like a get together, and it was at a karaoke little thing. And we kind of got a little drunk, but I started to sing, but I wasn't like trying or anything. Like I wasn't
What'd you
like,
sing though? What'd you sing? It depends on
I
what the
don't,
song was.
I don't even remember, but I was singing and I wasn't like trying my ass off or anything. Like I wasn't like stretching my vocal cords beforehand. But she was like, she said, no, but like actually try. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I'm not gonna try at a fucking karaoke. And I was like, also, I was a little insulted because I was like, well, this is not good. Like, what do you mean,
It's
bro?
like, damn, bitch, I could sing.
It's like, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's funny.
not the worst.
That's
to
pretty
sing.
good.
Save secret talent.
I used to perform card magic.
That's
Interesting.
cool. I think you told me
Where?
this, actually?
So I picked up doing magic. I used to do like crowd work magic. Like I used to do. This was like 2000s. Like when did I leave Ventura? 16, probably like between 2017 and 2018. And I used to walk around North Park in downtown San Diego and perform magic.
Interesting.
There's videos on my Instagram or Facebook. There's videos somewhere out there. But yeah, me and my homie Rocket, we used to. I really loved magic. I still love magic. I watch like Penn and Teller Foolish clips. When I
Bro,
lay down.
their show is cool.
Interesting. Secret talent. I didn't even think about one for myself. If I had to pick a secret talent, I don't know.
He's like, I can find the clip every time.
First try.
First try. He's like this.
I think a secret talent that I have might be swimming.
Okay.
I'm an impeccable swimmer. I fucking
Impeccable swimmer.
impeccable
sick.
swimmer. I mean, like I don't have like techniques and shit, but like
We racing next time I see
He's
you.
like, Michael Phelps is a bitch to me.
But I mean, I don't. I have a hard time getting in the water for personal reasons.
Sure.
But like ever since I was a little kid, bro, like I was surfing, boogie boarding, I was swimming in the ocean, I was swimming at the pool, swimming on the deep end. I don't ever remember using floaties. Like I could fucking swim, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't freak out if a current is taking me. You know what I mean? Like I don't none of that. But
Nah, that's sketchy. That's scary as fuck.
no, I don't. I know how to
That's
pace
good.
myself. You know, I know how to do. I know how to do those things.
Yeah. I know how to get out of it. I'm still like, bro, fuck this. This is so sketchy.
Imagine if this motherfucker was like, what's a hidden talent? Like, I could finish a bottle of Hennessy in 2 hours.
I can suck my own dick. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a talent, bro.
That's
It's
crazy.
either big enough or you got some rib cage parts missing.
Or both.
Or both.
Cisco, save my guy. I need to stop using your guys' governmentals. I'm sorry. One character.
Fuck it.
Doesn't matter.
Well, this is not a character. This is who I really am.
Indeed. What color best describes you?
Color. Not my favorite color. It's not the question, right? What color best describes me?
Would best describe you?
Ooh. I'm gonna go black. I'll go black.
0. Color that describes you.
I'd say like yellow.
Yellow.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one. That's
think
what I
that's
was
like-
seeing for you.
Yeah, I think yellow.
Color I think that best describes me would be like lime green.
Well, I like that. I like that.
Like Kermit the Frog green.
Kermit the Frog.
I used to love Kermit the Frog, bro. But I think I've always gravitated towards it.
Yeah.
Green's
lime
been
green.
one of my
Favorite color.
Green is my favorite color.
Green's my favorite color too.
Sarah, what's your favorite color?
Like a
Really?
hunter green.
Both of y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sick ass color, bro.
Hunter green, right? Hunter green
Yeah.
is my favorite color too. Yeah, like dark green, nice dark
Yeah.
green. I don't know, like there's just something about that lime like green, like it's like grass. It's so fluorescent. You can see it at night, and it's soft enough during the day, like. And I kind of feel like I try to have a personality that's like that too. You know what I mean? Like
That's good.
rooted, earthly.
I
Uh,
used to use lime green a lot when I painted graffiti.
oh, 100%. That's how they knew it was me.
Lime green and purple were my two colors. Like a lot of my pieces, like if you still look at, if I send you pictures of my pieces to this day, a lot of them are lime green and purple. Like I use a lot of purples and a lot of lime greens all the time.
Mm.
Those are my two favorite colors to use when I paint.
Yeah, painting. Mine was always lime green, and then Yaya's was always red. And we did the C's the same in the crew name, but we did our A's different. But if he would do my A's, I would know, people would know it's like, oh, it's red. You know what I mean? Or, oh, it's green. That must have been Putch. You know what I mean? 0. Guilty pleasure.
Ooh. Yeah. Y'all can't judge me too hard. I don't know if I've actually said this on the podcast. ASMR. Do you guys know the genre?
Oh, we talked about this week. I sent you an ASMR video.
Bro, ASMR is absolutely my guilty pleasure. It's just so nice. It's a meme for a lot of people, but I'm like, unironically, this is the best fucking shit. It's the best.
I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
I tried, but I can't.
It works for some people. I literally listened to ASMR on break while I was just like chilling alone. I was just like chilling. It just gives me goosebumps.
ASMR of spray paint cans gives me the goosebumps.
Does it?
Is that a thing?
Dude,
Yeah.
there's ASMR for everything.
There's
Everything.
that is one sound and one like thing that gives me goosebumps that I did not think about.
Let me ask you a question. When you used to paint, did you have a certain brand and color that smelt the best to you?
Do the colors smell different?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Oh.
Montana cans, if it's like strawberry pink, when you spray that shit, it is going to smell like strawberries.
Oh,
What?
that's weird.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's going to smell like strawberries,
That
bro.
sounds like a hazard because I feel like kids would be like, and start
Find
licking the
one.
I mean, it's probably not on purpose, but
shit.
Fine. I don't know. Maybe it was just like the color and like the correlation with my brain, but I swear to God. I swear to God.
Maybe.
because there was be these when Krylon was like what Krylon used to be, because now they put the cap on there and you can't change the caps. Krylon purple was the oh my god, there was nothing like getting a fresh Krylon purple and going to hit a spot, and I would be painting and I'd be like, oh my god, this smells so fucking good.
There was Montana bubblegum pink, and then Krylon, it was metallic gold. That thing smelled like ancient Egypt. Like when
I might have a can of Krylon right here.
Give me 2 seconds. I have to pee so bad.
Go ahead. Well, you guys, it just turned into a motherfucking solo podcast. Oh wait,
No. I have a pocket can, a Montana pocket can somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it. And it's like it's almost full, and it's waiting for me just to like put it in my pocket and go out and catch a tag. But I just refuse to do it. It just sits there to remind me that I can wreak havoc at any fucking moment.
I love you guys. These are fun. I just like looked up. I checked the time real quick. I was like, damn, we already burnt through a fucking hour, bro. And I still got
That's
a couple.
what I'm saying, bro. That's what the fuck I'm saying, dog.
I was like, yo, we're probably going to get through this in like in 30 minutes. I'm going to have to wing some of this shit. Fuck.
No shot. There's no shot.
Yo, shout out to everybody
frozen?
shout out to, no, you're good, baby.
Oh, my
Shout out to-
Instagram froze.
Whack. Shout out to everybody on
Oh, no.
Twitter,
Why is this
YouTube,
moving?
the Facebook page, my Facebook page, Twitch. I don't think I've had so many viewers across all the platforms like this. So I appreciate it. I really, truly do. Yeah.
Something happened to my internet. Or something happened to my...
And no, I will not put a shirt on. This is kind of my staple. I've even started to do the smoking sections without a fucking shirt on. It's
Did
how
you?
I'm yeah. Listen, I could be naked right now and no one would ever know. I am comfortable like this.
I am naked.
Prove it. No, I'm just kidding. So no.
I need to go live again.
Yeah, take your time, dude. Go ahead. We're waiting on demo. Ow, fuck, the way I sit on this chair, bro, it makes my knee hurt so bad. Cause I kind of sit like crisscross a little bit. Oof. My knees just get so stiff, man. I'm getting fucking old. This is bullshit.
What the fuck are you telling?
Yo, and everybody.
Bro, did Zero's bathroom become a mile of fucking way, or what the fuck?
Oh, and I have a special announcement too about Corpse Collection at the end of the pond.
Okay.
Something we're all gonna want to hear.
Potentially. Where were we? Oh, guilty pleasure. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't give a fuck. But my mom's love.
Oh,
I am I'm a fucking mama's boy, bro. I love my
cuddle
mother.
with your mama though. You still cuddle with your mama?
Hell, bro, I will crawl up in that girl's lap right now, homie, if she was right here right now. I swear to God, bro, I take my mom out on dates. I call her all the
Take my mom
time.
out on dates too.
Bro, is
Bro.
that a guilty pleasure?
Bro, okay, well, when you got the siblings I got, yes, because like, oh, you're her favorite. She'll do anything for you. Me. It's like, dude, because I love my mama, bro. I talk nice to my mama. You know what I mean? Like they cuss at her and shit, bro. And they call her like all kinds of names.
Oh,
Like,
bro.
dude, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
we can't do all that.
Like, I'll
We
fuck
can do
you
all
up. That's
that.
my mama. Like, you know what I mean? They're lucky they're all born before me. That's the only thing they get away with. But other than that, like, dude, I'll fuck you up. Don't talk to my mama like that. Don't you dare.
Right.
Like, bro, like when my nieces and nephews, like, oh, you know, because they call her Sweet Pea. Like, oh, Sweet Pea this, Sweet Pea that. I'm like, hey, that's my mama. You better chill the fuck out. Like, you better chill out. That's my mama. Like, you can vent, but you better watch your fucking mouth.
Low key, I need to lay in my mom's lap soon because I haven't done that in a long time.
Because the other guilty pleasure I was going to say was the love of a good woman. And it doesn't have to be
That's
romantic.
a guilty pleasure?
That's not, and not romantically, right? But the love coming from a good woman is a guilty pleasure of mine, right? And it's like, well, what good woman has ever showed me the love that I really, like, I could really appreciate? It's been my mom. My mom. That's my mom. She knows what I need. She knows when I need it. And she knows how to deliver it. You know what I mean? And there you go. Love you, Ma. I hope you watch this podcast one day and you're not ashamed of me. And I hope that you like. I hope that you like this part because I've said some disparaging shit about women on this podcast. But it's all in fun and jokes, dude. Jesus Christ.
All in jokes. It's all
It's all jokes.
Prank.
It's just jokes, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hey Damo, you're gonna have to sing, bro, for your birthday. I need to hear a singing. I need to hear a recording.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I should have just fucking changed my shit. I could do the worm. I could do this little thing. This little. I do this pretty well.
If it wasn't that, and I would say so. The love of my mom, right, is a guilty pleasure. I'm a big mama's boy, and another guilty pleasure I have, which is funny, Zero, but I suck at it. I absolutely suck at it bad. Is I love singing. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I love singing. I love singing in the car, in the shower, anytime I get
Wait, did I say my guilty pleasure? No, I didn't.
I don't think you did.
You know what mine is?
What's that?
Singing Beyonce while I shower.
Jesus Christ.
That's facts. Felicia said, y'all should let me pull some tarot cards for you one night. Tarot cards?
That'd be kind of cool.
I've had a tarot card reading done for the smoking section.
That'd be cool.
Really?
I'd be down.
Mm-hmm. I've had it done twice, so I am absolutely down.
Okay, there you go, Felicia.
So, these ones, I really actually want to hear this too. So I'll start with Cisco. Best piece of advice you were ever given?
Ooh.
If you couldn't do it, you would never have been given the opportunity.
That was pretty good.
You know who told me that? If you had to guess who told me that, who do you think who would tell me that? We both know them. You and I, Korpsx.
Yep, Mike Kazakowski. Shout out, Kaz.
If you couldn't do it, you wouldn't have been given the opportunity.
That was a really good quote. That's a really good piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
That man changed my life, bro, for the better. I don't know where the fuck he is. He won't respond to any of my text messages, so fuck him. But he changed my life for the better. I love that man.
I'm trying to.
Go ahead, Demo.
I'm trying to think. One that I like comes to mind is is a more recent one that I've been thinking about a lot. Is
Not a quote that you read though. It was a piece of advice that was given to you.
Oh, a piece of advice that personally was given to me.
Right, that was the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess that's true. Yeah, true. Probably my mom said this just to like just to worry about whatever you can control and let the rest go.
Serenity prayer, baby.
And I was like, damn, I struggle with that so much still, but it's something that I'm trying to get better at.
Shout out to Mama Zero. That prayer, serenity prayer, changed my life too.
Yeah.
And I heard that at a young age too, and it didn't bang the way it bangs now until later on in life. You know what I mean? Like that's a banging, banging piece of advice.
Look it up after we get off the pod. Look up serenity prayer.
Isn't it like allow me to know the difference? Like I don't know what it exactly is, but
yeah. It's so good.
It's a good prayer. I just don't remember the full quote, but it is a good prayer. What about you, Korpsx?
Best piece of advice. Well, first, Felicia, my girl, Rick, I will get to you. Because there's a lot that you've dropped in here. Love you. Best piece of advice I think I've ever gotten. I think the one that resonates the most over these past few years is don't expect you from other people.
That's such a fucking good one.
Don't expect
That's
you.
a good one.
Yeah,
like
don't. And it helps you. And it kind of like I kind of looked at it like parallel with the serenity prayer because it's like I can't control other people's actions.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't hold the expectation that they will behave the way that I behave when presented certain information or opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've been always told like you're too nice, you're too this. Yeah, but it's because I don't expect it back. I don't give a. I only know how to be me.
We talked about that
shit back from you, bro. I really fucking don't. And that's another funny thing. It's like, recently there was a conversation about like going into certain things with expectations. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Going into certain things with expectations, and that's why I stopped going into certain things with expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you expect something from somebody, you're not gonna get it, dog. You're not gonna get it. Yeah, so that's why it's a blessing, whatever comes from it.
How is it that DMX said it? Expect everyone to be themselves, but trust yourself that you see them well. You know?
That's good.
They're going to be themselves, but just trust that you see what you see. You know, red shit look green for us colorblind folk. You know what I mean? So when you see it, trust that you see that shit, bro. Even Sly had told me a piece of advice recently that I really took to heart was expect people to be people. They're human. Expect them to behave that way. And I was like, God damn, bro. Yeah. They're just people out here. You know what I mean? I'll go expect a human to be human. Thank you, Sly. That one made a big impact on my life, and I don't think I ever shared that with you enough.
Yeah, because we want people to understand where we coming from sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Zero. What is the worst piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Worst piece of advice is probably that you shouldn't talk about things that affect you
Ooh.
because the people around you. I think it was something along the lines of like the people around you shouldn't be burdened with, like essentially, it's not my fault that something happened to you, and I shouldn't get the brunt of it. I was like, damn. I was like, Jesus.
Ouch.
It was harsh. But I expected, humans to be human, so I didn't take it too harshly. I know why. I know why they said what they said.
And fuck them.
Fuck them. Save. What is the worst piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Bro, I'll tell you right now, dog. Work hard while you're young and make as much money as you can so that you can enjoy it when you're older.
Sounds fucking horrible.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What a fucking lie, dude. I think the
I had fun in
word
my 20s, though. Dude, I had fun in my 20s. I did.
I had fun.
in
I
my
had fun in my 20s, bro.
But
I think worst piece of advice I've ever gotten was you're fine the way you are. I think that's the worst. Or you're perfect the way you are. Don't ever change. I think that's some of the worst advice I've ever gotten.
written in the back of your yearbook.
Yeah. Don't ever change.
Yeah, you are the best.
No, I'm
Don't
not.
ever change.
You're okay. You are okay. And I had to look at myself and say this is, I'm okay. But everything about me is not.
Mhm.
Everything about who I am is not okay. Me, Putch, I'm okay. But the habits I built, the way I react to things, maybe the way I look at life in certain aspects, it's not okay. And it's okay to change. It's okay to change.
No, change is inevitable.
Mm-hmm. And it's okay to change even the most radical and drastic parts of yourself if you're presented with new information that resonates with who you are, right? Because who you are is okay, but everything about you ain't okay, right? And I think the worst advice I ever got was like, don't ever change. Always just stay the same, fuck that. Worst advice. It made me foolhardy.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck that shit. Okay.
Bro, this is where Punch is starting to get real giddy about the questions. I'm kind of nervous now. What the fuck? Ass or tits?
Cisco, my man, save. One person right now. Who is one person alive that you would trade places with for a day? For one whole day.
Wow. Do I have to know them personally?
No.
One person I would change places with for one day alive. Wow, that's a really fucking hard question.
I hope so.
One person I would change my life with today.
Trade places.
Day that's alive. Trade places with. I would probably say like Kai. I like Kai Cenat. I think
He'd be wild.
I think he really like is just enjoying the fuck out of his life and having every time that I see videos of him or whatever the fuck is going on his live streams or whatever, he's just having the best time with his friends and with his craft, and he looks like he's just really enjoying life right now. So if I could change my life with somebody for one day, it'd probably be him right now.
0. One person alive today that you would trade places with for a day.
feel like I'd probably pick like I want to say like Elon Musk, but probably Bezos. Just to be rich as fuck and just piss so much money away just for a day. Like not, bro. He's making so much fucking money. It doesn't even matter. He would wake up tomorrow and be like, ain't nothing different. I got a different yacht, I guess, but
You wouldn't put a dent in it, bro. You wouldn't put a single
I
dent
would
in
be
it.
spending so much fun. I don't even know what I would do, but I would just start buying shit. I would just be like, go onto my own website. Do I get a discount on Amazon shit if I'm Bezos? But like, I would just, I don't know, bro. I would love to just walk into, I'd buy a Tesla because that'd be funny if Bezos owns a Tesla. That'd be super funny. I just go into like a car shop or whatever, like a Tesla shop because I like Teslas. Build like just a ridiculous car. By like go on like first class just to wherever the fuck I wanted to go, and just spend the day
For
just
a day?
pissing.
You wouldn't
money.
even go first class. You have your own fucking jet, bro.
No, I don't think. I guess yeah.
You are the
You're
class.
gonna tell me right now you don't think Bezos has his own jet?
No,
You think
I
he
know he
flies
has his
first
own
class?
jet, but I'm just saying I want to go first class. I would just like I don't know.
You
Private
would
jets,
pick first class over
Yeah.
over a private jet?
Yeah. 100%.
Hey, I'm calling up the PJ, baby. Hey, come pick me up.
I guess maybe if like I don't know.
My own
'cause
private runway.
I was gonna say, but I don't know if private jets have like their own. I guess maybe if you're Bezos, it doesn't fucking matter. I'll have my own chefs in there. Yeah, because I want to eat like good food
Wait.
on a
Wait, you
plane.
think first class has the best food, has better food than if you had a PJ?
I guess not. I don't know. I'm just trying to think like what's gonna be the best experience for 24 hours of just unlimited fucking money to me. What's like? I don't want to spare no expense. I want the best fucking food. Obviously, like either personal chefs or like just
A medium filet mignon with ketchup?
absolutely, and steak fries on top.
Oh my god. All right.
Wait, new background? Yes, sir. Thank you.
Who you picking, Korpsx?
what
Person
about
I would trade places with for a day. There's two, right? Conspiratorially, right? Just so I could be in there for a day, I would want to be the Pope.
Oh, wow.
I would want to be the
I don't know how I
Pope.
feel about that one.
I would walk straight down into the Vatican archives.
Yeah.
And just go through. I would
Every-
scour it.
Sick.
I need to see it, bro. I need to see where is it? Like, where are the truths of our world hidden? Like, you know what I mean? Or like, what's down there? You know, like that's the most guarded place on earth, fam. Like most guarded now, but for just to feel how their brain works and to see how all that goes, it'd be Elon Musk. Because he is running.
I thought you were about to say Elijah, because I was gonna say Peanut. I was gonna say I would change places with Peanut for a day, but
yeah, I mean
that would be fun.
That because it's just so innocent to be a kid again,
So
right?
fucking fun.
And to damn, that kind of fucked me up when I thought about it. Like to see
Oh, my bad.
to see me through his eyes.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say Peanut, but I didn't want to get too deep. But when you said El, I was like, oh, bro, he's about to say Elijah. He took it from me.
To see his
God
mom,
damn it.
you know, to see his mommy and to see his siblings, see me through his eyes would be profound. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
but
be wild.
Elon Musk for sure, just to see how does it work up there? You know, like
Yeah,
how
bro, that's some wild shit.
it's a supercomputer. Leave the man
Bro.
alone.
Yeah, when you hear the way that he talks about his thought process and like how his brain works, though, it sounds horrible. He's like, yeah, nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to be me. I'm like, damn, bro, that sounds so sad. But he's a genius. He's such a that's the price you pay at being a genius, I guess.
That's why they say it's lonely at the top, bro.
What was it? Your unique. How did I say it? Your unique. Your what was it? I said it on the podcast. Is like your unique personality is the atonement, or your loneliness. No, your loneliness is your atonement for your unique personality, or something like that. I can't remember how I said it on the podcast, but it was one of the sign-offs.
No, it's facts.
Yeah,
Facts, bro. That's why the happiest people are the most lonely.
are the most lonely because they're so odd and strange in their own ways. You know, the Robin Williams of the world, the guys who could just laugh and make funny out of anything. It was lonely, like, you know what I mean? He was a lonely man in the end. Um, which is, to me though, Elon, to have all these different things going on, the discipline to do it over and over and over and over again, and just the bandwidth, because I can only handle a couple tasks at a fucking time, bro, before I start shutting
Bro.
down.
Yeah.
But we're talking about sending people to Mars. We're talking about building tunnels under LA. We're talking about
Neuralink.
Tesla, X, Neuralink, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh my fucking God. And I would love to be in his brain for 10 minutes, bro, let alone a day.
He's trying to change the world in the one swing he has. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part about it, though, if you really think about it.
Yeah, man.
And he's not like loud and rambunctious and fucking like over the top. He's very mellow and very like.
Yeah, whenever you see interviews, he's just like, "Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it."
And he's just like smoking a little doobie with Joe Rogan and like, and then like saying crazy shit on Twitter, like, and then you see him have these interviews and he's just like, "Yeah, we installed Neuralink for the first time in somebody's brain." You're like, what the fuck?
What was really cool too, there was this one YouTuber who I think he knows a lot about, I don't know about physics, but like rockets in general. He took a tour of what is it? What's his company for the space? SpaceX?
SpaceX. Yeah.
SpaceX. He took a tour of it, and it was him and Elon, and he was like filming the whole thing, and it was basically like a little walking interview. And you see like the big ass exhaust from the rockets and shit. And then Elon's like, "Oh yeah, we have this." He like starts going off about like the intricacies of like how the mechanisms work when takeoff. And I think the guy filming is like, "Oh, and I assume you have that in amongst all the rockets like across the board because that's probably the most efficient." And you see Elon be like, "Oh shit, that is the most efficient." Like, you're right. And then it even jumps to like a couple months later where he's like, "We implemented your idea. It was really good." And I was like, "Damn, that's really cool." That like he's not, I guess, like ashamed or like feels like he's above to be like, I can't believe like I didn't think of that was like
other people still have good ideas.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? So I was sitting down with one of the agents today at break while you were in the bathroom, or on our lunch while you were in the bathroom. He was like, "Hey, so how does it work? Like, so you're an agent, but you know, like now you're higher than me because you're a mentor. Like, what is the parameters for you to become a mentor and this, that, and the other?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm not higher than you at all. Like, I might just be mentoring, but I'm just a guidance. We're on the same level, bro. I'm learning shit from you guys too." And it made me think, like, nobody is above anybody, no matter what, bro. I don't give a fuck if you're a supervisor, a manager, this, that, the other. You're never too high up on the food chain to learn from everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to one of the agents too that I was like, I don't know what she asked. I think she asked like, what's the thing? Like, if I get a lot of like sales and stuff. And I was like, honestly, like I'm learning a lot from talking to everybody here. Like you guys are bringing in a lot of new shit to my mind that I'm like, I'm gonna implement all of this. So yeah, it's really good. I think it's a really good marker when somebody's humble enough to take something from somebody and also give them credit.
110%, bro. And I think I really do think that there was more that I learned from the kids I coached in dance than I ever taught them. Mm-hmm. You know, there was more that I actually because all I taught them was dance steps, like in actuality, right? But I gained so much through them, through their, you know, like their innocence. You know what I mean? These were young teenagers and, you know, kids in middle school and shit. And it was like, it reminded me to laugh. It reminded me to be playful. It reminded me to do these things where I was teaching them like, "Oh, you got to be disciplined and, you know, do your moves and show up to class, blah, 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 blah." I may have instilled that in them, but they gave me so much. Shout out Sharky, my man Isaac Flores, the first little homie I ever had. That's my fucking. His name is Sharky. Yeah, his name is Isaac Flores, and he's probably one of the best dancers I've ever had the joy of being around, let alone one of the fucking funnest kids that I've ever experienced besides Elijah. Like being around him made me want to be a dad. You know what I mean? Being around that little kid
That's
made me,
cool.
bro. Story for another time. If you guys could pick for physical training, right? Physical training, 0, David Goggins or Jocko Willing.
I don't know who Jocko Willing
Fucking
is.
Jocko Willing.
Oh my God, you guys don't know who Jocko Willing is?
No.
Oh, fuck.
But all I would want to
Next
hear
question.
as I'm on my run is, who's going to carry the boats? I'm like, fuck, you're right. Goggins, you're right. Fuck. I just got to run another
Have you ever
30
seen
miles.
that video where he's like training that dude and he's making him fucking work on the elliptical and the guy's like getting off and throwing up and he's like, all right, get back on, and he's like going back and
shit. Alright,
bro,
You
never
are
mind,
talking
never mind,
about
bro.
Tony.
Goggins.
You're talking about Tony fucking Ferguson, and he's from Oxnard. He's a UFC fighter. Put some respect on his name.
Is that Tony Ferguson that did that video?
Was that?
Stay
Wait.
hard.
Goggins was training Ferguson?
Yeah, Tony. That was Tony Ferguson.
Oh, bro. Oh, I just saw the clip and I was like, bro, this is the most holy fuck. If I'm running to the point where I'm fucking
Throw it up.
bent over throwing up and you're telling me get the fuck back on, like, what the fuck is this, a puking rally? Like, what are we doing?
Sly AOV practice. Bro, we were at an AOV practice.
Wait, what's
And-
AOV?
Academy of Villains. It was
Oh,
this
okay.
hip hop. It was a hip hop troupe. And bro, these practices would be so fucking insane. Insane. And I remember I like I didn't even know Sylvester was in the restroom, but I snuck out because I needed to go throw up. And I remember I walked in, I was like, damn, I see him. He's like washing his hands and washing his face. I was like, yo, this shit's fucking crazy. He goes, I just threw up. I was like, I'm about to throw up. And dude, I
Oh
went,
my God.
threw up into the fucking toilet, went back in there and just got my ass whipped for like another 2 hours, bro.
Jesus Christ.
That was, bro, and that was every fucking day. Every day, bro. It was verge of passing out, verge of throwing up. Like, you're looking
If
at
you
the
watch
clock,
AOV videos, you know why. Like,
you understand.
look
why.
at how fucking pristine and in tune everybody. Bro, that's a crazy dance group. AOV
Yeah.
was nuts.
So for save, for business, right, or social media stuff of that nature, two coaches. Which one do you pick? Right, of these two coaches, which one do you pick? Tony Robbins
For business.
For business.
I fucking hate Tony Robbins.
or Gary Vaynerchuk?
Ooh, fuck.
Oh, I'm going Gary V all day, bro.
Gary Vee is sick. He's so positive. He's so nice.
Tony Robbins, I would say Tony Robbins is more successful financially, but Gary V is more he's more fruitful. He knows how to touch people more than Tony Robbins does.
Yeah.
And I
So
like
would you
that
agree with
more.
that, Zero?
Huh?
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I know of them both, but yeah, Gary Vee is definitely the one who's the more influential out of the two, I'd say.
Well, to go back, I would take Jocko Willings for my fucking physical trainer. Okay, fuck off, both of you. Second, I would say Gary Vaynerchuk as well.
Yeah.
Shout out Gary V. It's the reason why I started this fucking podcast.
Gary V, god damn it. Can you get on the we'll do 5 minutes of you on the podcast for whatever the fuck price you want. God damn it.
Dude,
5
5
minutes.
fucking seconds, dude. Just come and say what up, shout out, and then dip, bro.
Like,
I'm
yeah, hey, fuck him. You know how he says like oh
Well, you
man,
know,
if
it's
I could
That'd be
podcast.
really cool.
Go garage selling. I'll sell this for $15 and I paid $10. It's like, dude, you're a millionaire, bro.
If you're at a coffee mug and it costs you $2, but you can get it for $40 on the internet.
Yeah.
Jesus,
I like the
Christ.
video where he's like, I think he was gonna go get like a little cart, like a little motor cart, and he's asking 100, but I can get it for 40. And then he walks off. He's like, you know, I'm gonna rip his fucking face off and do it anyway, because he wasn't gonna do it. And then he was like, fuck it. And then he goes and gets it for like 40. I was like, dog, what the fuck? That shit was funny.
I think
That dude is a salesman, bro.
He's funny.
ultimate salesman. What I
Ultimate
take
salesman.
from him though is you're never too good. you're never too good to go fucking garage sell, bro, and haggle some guys when you got a pocket full of fucking money.
I'm telling you, I talked about one of his videos clips that I saw on TikTok on a podcast like 2-3 weeks ago. It was like some girl that was so hyped to see him.
I love that.
She was like, I can't wait to be successful and be somebody one day. And he just like grabs her by the shoulders and is like, you already are somebody. And it's like, how many fucking people need to hear that shit? How many people need to hear that shit? Like, we need to stop. We need to stop with this bullshit of, that's why we always talk about how social media is just a fucking bull. Granted, we all fucking stream on social media so we can get the podcast out there and that,
be
somebody. But we're regular schmegular ass fucking. I'm no better than anybody that watches the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody's fucking equal, man. That's the crazy part about it. And that shit, bro, that shit really brought me to tears when he said that shit, and I saw how happy that girl got. I was like, bro, it wasn't her parents, it wasn't her best friends, it wasn't her siblings, it wasn't anybody that's really close to her, that knows her, that understands the things that she's going through in life. But it was this fucking person that she looks up to that told her, like, you already are somebody. You don't have you don't gotta do anything more.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking powerful as fuck.
There was something he had said on I used to listen to his podcast religiously, and there was a podcast where somebody was talking about like the effects of social media on children, and he was saying like, you guys are so quick to blame this platform. Like, you as a parent need to take responsibility. Like, and if you see that your kid's attitude is changing or their self-image is changing, it's your job. It's not the platform's job. Facebook is Facebook. Instagram is Instagram. And these little girls and boys are going to post their pictures and add their filters and get their likes, right? But it's our job as parents, right, and as people to say, I'm already somebody. I'm already beautiful. I'm already wonderful. I don't need likes to validate this. I don't need any of this shit. And I think that's kind of why I have the attitude towards the podcast the way I do. Like, I don't give a fuck what no one's got to say about it. Because I love the fucking podcast. I love doing this. I love the thing. I love the thing, the main thing. I love it. And so everything else that comes and blows past it don't mean a hill of fucking beans, bro. You know what I mean? Like, any of the negative shit.
It don't mean a hill of beans? What
I've never heard that shit in my life.
You guys never heard that one?
A hill of beans?
A hill of beans, yeah. Hill of beans.
You just said some of the most prolific shit on here, and then you ended it with, it doesn't mean a hill of beans.
Doesn't mean a hill of beans, bro.
Bro, that clip of Gary Vee reminds me of the song by John Bellion, one of my favorite artists, called Stupid Deep is the song. If you guys give it a listen, it's so good. The message of the whole song is just like, we go searching. The whole message is we go searching for all this shit, but we really had it in our backyard this whole time. One of the lines is, why has life become a plan to put some money in my hand when the love I really need is stupid cheap? And I was like,
bars, bro.
Fucking hell.
That's bars.
Bro, it's such a like, and that song is one of the songs that he goes over like the process of writing it, and he is like, bro, me and like the couple of people who were here bouncing ideas off were like fighting tears, just like wiping like tears off on a whiteboard, like writing all this shit out. Dude, it's like, bro, the goosebumps, bro. I'm saying, like, that song is so fucking good. That clip reminds me of that song so like perfectly. But yeah.
That's a bar, bro.
Yeah, that whole song is like that. It's just like line after line of like, I don't know. We what if I think it's like, what if the path I've tried to sow was always here? You know what I mean? Just like the path I've always been trying to like fight my whole life to cut. It's always been clear for me to go through, but I keep fighting it. That whole song is just like an homage to like how we always try to get caught up in the rat race, but it's always been right in front of us. It's a beautiful song, bro. Give it a
You're gonna have to send me the link to that joint.
Yeah, bro. I'll send you guys. I'll send in the group chat.
I'm gonna bump it loud as fuck tonight.
Last one I have
Last one. We made it through the whole list.
There's a couple, but I'm like, whatever. So, but for 0, let's start off with 0. Best compliment you've ever received.
I was jokingly going to be like, why did anybody ever think you were gay? The best compliment I've ever gotten. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I guess
if anyone in chat has any questions they want to throw down, hit it.
Yeah, throw them down. Throw them down. I'm trying to think on like what's like the best compliment. Maybe I think my hair. Honestly, people. I really like when people compliment my hair because like this is my mom's hair. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I straightened it for a long time because I didn't like it because I never liked the curls. But once I like embraced it and I was like, oh, I guess this is my hair. People started really liking it, and like people are like, oh, I love your hair, I love the curls. That's my favorite thing to hear now. Because one, I like my hair, but also, I don't know, it's just nice. It's nice to get complimented on that specific part of me.
That's beautiful. Save, best compliment you've ever gotten.
Can I share 2?
Yeah.
First one is hands down, you're a great dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. But let me just put it to you like this. I only like hearing that compliment from somebody that's seen an interaction between me and my son. I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that from people that have never like seen or knows how I am with my son, because I feel like it's invalid. No offense to anybody that's ever told me that. And also, your mom did a great job.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Because that one hit like it's nice for me, but it's always about what people say behind your back that matters the most. And like in actuality, those people are saying those things about my mom behind her back.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know. Like she'll probably never hear that from those people, but it's just like a out in the universe type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love my mother that much that it means a lot to me that somebody would say that. And she did a great job in my opinion. I mean, I've made my fair share of mistakes and fucked up in my life, but she did a good job. She raised a decent human being. Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mama Save. Yeah, I think the good dad one is for any parent, right? Like you're the best dad, best mommy, whatever. I think that's blatantly obvious is impactful, right? So I won't go with that one. I think one was Sharky. His parents had said that I changed his life. And I think that was so impactful to know that a parent came to me and said that I changed their kid's life. And I only really got to coach him for like a year. But this was all these years later, right? And one recently was my mom. She said that I made her happy as a mother because I got closer to God. And so that one banged different, because she always said that her failure as a mom was that she didn't have us in church more. And so she told me how happy it made her and that she was proud of me that I got closer to God. And so that one was very, very recently. That one was probably one of the best compliments I ever got. Again, guilty pleasure. I love my mama, man. I loves my mama.
Yeah. The changing the life thing is like I always said, my life would be complete. Well, now that I have Peanut is a little bit different, but before I had Peanut, I always said my life would be complete if I knew that I changed somebody's life. Mm-hmm. And I've met thousands of people within my lifetime, you know what I mean? But now that I'm older, now that I've gotten a bit older and like I have Peanut, you know what I mean? I know that somebody's life has changed now because I have a child and I'm the one who's shaping and molding him into whatever he's going to be when he grows up. But now, to me, it's less important if I know that I changed somebody's life than the importance of actually changing somebody's life.
Mm.
Now I don't want to know because, like I said, it's better to like what you say behind my back because it's just the essence of that being spoken upon, not in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a nice feeling. You know what I mean? Like when I'm gone, I want you to be like, damn, that shit was like I do this now because of Cisco or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's like the
Or I
whole
don't do this now because of that.
that's like the whole philosophy of like if you're a good person or a good leader, you'd never have to say it. Something like
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts, bro. Oh my. I'm not even gonna get back into that shit because there was some shit that happened this week. That and it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, bruv.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, ain't it?
Only Tuesday, isn't it?
One more. I got one more because I don't know how this one's gonna go. But we'll go 0.
What's up?
What is one thing that we don't know about you that you think we would be surprised by?
Ooh.
I don't
That's
know.
a
I
hard
feel
one
like-
to answer.
I feel like y'all know a good chunk of me.
What was the question again? Say the question again. What's one thing that you don't know that you'd be surprised to know?
What's one thing about you? Wait, how did I write it?
What's one thing that we don't know about you that we'd be surprised?
Yeah,
to know?
what's one thing that we don't know
Okay,
about
I
you
got
that
one.
we'd be
I got
surprised
one.
by?
Say if you want to go first. I genuinely don't know. I feel like I'm pretty open book.
I've bowled a 300 twice in my life.
Wow,
That's pretty good.
that's damn near a perfect score, dude.
That is a perfect score.
Is that a perfect score? I thought it was 320.
No, 300.
Is it 300?
Voted three.
Oh,
I voted 300 twice in my life.
that's crazy. That's really
My
good.
father, who never watched me skate, barely watched me skate, watched me dance maybe once in my life. I used to be part of a bowling league when I was a kid, and so if you get one strike, he would give us $5, and if we got 2 strikes in a row, you would get $20, and then if you got a turkey, he would give us $50. That was his incentive when he would go watch his bowl, and I bowled a perfect. I've bowled a perfect 300 twice in my life.
That's crazy. I thought of one. Mine would be that I'm a pretty good shot when it comes to like guns. I have pretty good aim.
Oh yeah.
This fucking liberal is good with fucking guns. Would you look at that? Who would have fucking thunk it?
That's kind of hot, dog.
That is sexy. Hey, show me your dick, dude.
I'll
Real
show
quick.
you my. No. Anyway, go.
You know what I just realized?
What?
We're not going to hear say, dude, 0. We're not going to hear you tell your dad good night.
Oh
I
yeah.
know, bro.
Don't make him more sad than he are. Wait, stop.
No,
Don't do
but
that.
I genuinely talked to the
Don't
same
stop.
about this. That I'm like, I feel like I'm getting over it pretty quickly, actually. Not that I don't.
He's like,
you know,
hey, fuck my
not that I
dogs,
don't-
fuck my
no.
dad, my stepmom. You know, I don't need them anymore.
Not that I don't miss them, obviously, but I actually went to the house the other day, to like my dad's house, and I was like, oh, this doesn't feel like home anymore. Like weirdly, and because things had already kind of changed, they had like shifted some things around. And I was like, damn, y'all didn't even fucking miss me that much. I mean, y'all have shit in my room already.
This motherfucker's room is like a workout room now.
And I was like, damn,
It's his dad's fucking man cave. All right, let me ask you a question. Now that you have your own crib,
yeah.
'cause I know you had dogs at the other crib.
Oh, I'm so glad they're gone.
Did your old lady have pets too?
No.
Do you guys plan on getting any type of pet?
No, bro.
Not even a
I'm-
fish?
Not even. Well, maybe. I think that's kind of up to her, but because she would be taking. I don't want any pets, bro. I talked to you about this briefly, but selfishly, I don't want any pets because I don't want to have the responsibility to take care of them, and I think that's responsible of me because like I don't want to give them like a lesser life or anything like that. Not that I would treat them like shit, but I just don't want to take care of them anything right now. You know what I mean? I just want to chill, not have to like worry about my dog. Like I gotta feed him. I gotta
Did you
like
get a
take
blender?
him out of shit. Not yet. We will. We will.
That was
But
a
yeah.
random question. I apologize. It's inside story. Oh.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's like super surprising, but dude, I used to be like hardcore atheist.
What the
Ooh,
fuck?
hardcore
Where the
atheist
fuck
is
did that come
wild.
from? Where did that come from?
The question of
Yeah.
what was something
What would
about me that
surprise
would
Oh
surprise
shit!
you?
What the
But that was holy fuck. That was so left field for me just now because we're over here talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. No, that was so. If I could answer,
Yeah, bro,
if
you
I
have
had a
to
chance,
answer.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that
No.
was so left field for me just now. Holy shit!
Wait, what's the if you would, what was the biggest like pivotal moment to you being like, oh nah, like I gotta get good with God? Or if there was one, or is it just like an
Wow, what a question.
accumulation?
It started off. It started off with, singing at the drum at powwows, and I started to learn like some of the practices of the old way. There was that, I think, kind of like reintroduced me, right? Like rekindled that spark. But it was when I found out about Elijah. When I found out I was going to be a dad, I was like, I have to get right with God. I have to do these things.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And
For
before
the
then,
sake of what though?
well, before then, I knew there was something bigger than me that controlled all this shit, right? And helped the tides ebb and flow, right? And for Elijah, I said, I have to atone for my own sins so that he doesn't. I don't want to watch my son suffer because I was too crass or too full-heartedly and listen to advice of you're okay, you don't need to change. No, I need to change. There's pieces of me that are not okay and it has to change. And when he was born, Cisco, I mean, dude, but it was like, oh my God, like God is present here. Like God is in this room right now with me. Like I just watched birth, this magical power that women have, and me as a man having to stand back and watch this happen. I can't assist. There's no way for me to assist. Like her safety, her well-being, my child's safety and well-being is in somebody else's hands right now. And I remember holding him and I told him, God loves you. That was the first words that I said to my son is God loves you. And I went to his other ear and I said, Mommy and Daddy love you. And I said, Mommy first. I said, Mommy and Daddy love you. And after that, I was like, the closer I feel like I got to Elijah was because the closer I got to Elijah was because I had a closer relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? I had a closer walk with him, which allowed me to have a closer walk with my son. But I never got it confused and never conflated it. It was, I have to walk with God first, and then I can be a good man for his mom, and then I can be a good dad for him.
Do you think that good men exist without that walk?
I think proper men do, yeah. I think it's possible.
But not good men.
But not good men, no. I think proper men. And it's a fine line, because there's people who could find the light on their own accord, right? And that's fine. And then there's men who find the light through a higher power. And my question is, if I'm a betting man, who is more likely to trek off of a path? One who walks alone or one who's guided by somebody? One who's showing you this is the path. I can show you. Just walk with me. And when you're tired, I'll carry you. I'll be beside you. I'll guide you. I'll give you words of encouragement, right? I'll show you how to live a better life, right? If I'm going to bet, who am I betting on? I'm betting over here, right? With somebody who's already walked the path, who's already done the thing, right? Like, who do we all want to learn from? People who've already done the fucking thing, right? Like the Gary V's, the people who've done the thing, who speak the language we understand.
Yeah, but you in this opportunity or in this case, you need to have proof that that walk has been walked, right? Some type of evidence that the walk has been walked.
Yes.
I'm being a little combative here, just a little bit. I'm just giving you a heads up. But you
Yeah.
need to have some type of evidence that that walk has already been walked, right? Not just the word of or in this case, stories that have been passed down from God knows how long.
Well, so let's take the books for what they are, right? The Jews recognize Christ as a person who was a messenger of God. The Muslims believe that Christ was a prophet of God. Jesus himself looked at him and said, I am the way, right? So if all three of you guys can come to agreement that this one dude is pretty special, okay, right? Let's take a closer look at this. All three of them, 100% through and through, say that there's something bigger than us that we need to rise to, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's such a, and forgive me for being combative, but I feel like that's such a poor argument because you have the Romans, the Greek, and the Egyptians who all believed in multiple gods that did multiple different things, right? The god of sun, the god of death, the god of this, that, and the other, the god of water, the god of love, the god of anger, all these other things that came prior to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I not why should I not believe those three? Well, you just said Jews, Muslims, Christians, but then I just brought Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians,
which is fair.
who had the same beliefs in these gods or their gods, but now you point to the direction of a singular God who came after these gods did.
You apologize for being combative, and I'm gonna use this to help explain my point. You apologize for being combative, right? Would you say that combative is your whole personality? Would you say that being combative is who you are? Or is it a piece? It could be a piece of your personality, right? When you want to debate somebody, you know how to get combative.
Sure.
Would you say that when you discipline your son, that is the only side of you that he ever sees?
No.
Okay. So I look now in the past and I say, maybe they got it wrong where this polytheistic idea of multiple gods, maybe they were seeing different sides of the one God's personality. And maybe they couldn't attribute it. They didn't want to attribute it to a singular source. So they said, oh, there must be something controlling this and then something controlling that and something controlling this. And me, in my mind, I say, no, it's one person and we're seeing different sides of him. And that's why even in some of the scriptures that you read, even Greek gods slept with the humans, right? They had different parts of their personalities. So the personality of the Godhead, right? You see the wicked, you see the soft, you see the mercy, you see this, you see that, you see this, but it's the one thing. It's the one thing, not five, right?
Yeah,
which I used to.
At that point, you're making God a tangible. You're making God a tangible like being.
Is he not?
I'm asking you, is he?
God is as real as this table is sitting right here in front of me.
Yeah, but what form does he take? Is my question.
All of them.
So you're saying that God can take. You're saying God can take the form of a human.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, based off biblical, right? Jesus Christ is the form, right?
Even Zeus presented himself in the form of an eagle.
But how do we sit here and explain the fact that Christ is the Son of God if he is the being?
No, I think that's also a part of that's a little open to interpretation, right? But allegedly, right now, I have a problem sitting here saying Christ is my Lord and Savior and all this stuff. I have a problem accepting that. And that's my own walk and debate I have with God itself. But there's a piece of the God body that's born inside of all of us. Don't you think?
I don't think that.
There's
Personally, I don't think that.
there's a piece of the God body that's inside of all of us, right? If we're made in his likeliness and in his image, one. Two, we are carbon-based beings, right?
I don't think. Hold on. I think that. Go back to what you were just saying. And I'm sorry to bring this up, Zero. I know you got, but we were talking about religion earlier, kind of with prayer. So I apologize that it's gotten to this conversation, but we are born in the likeliness of God. Now, if you with that being take, I don't think that means it in a physical sense. I think that goes back to like what I'm saying, like living your life through the eyes of a child, right? With no hate in your heart, with love, positivity, light, and all things that you do. That's what I believe. The likeness of God would mean in that sense of things. I don't think it has anything to do with being human.
It also speaks of his image, right? And when God has presented himself, right? If I remember right, when he presented himself to Moses, he presented his back. And when he presented himself to Adam and Eve, he was walking through the garden. So we're trying to take such a grand thing, right? And say, well, how can it take the form of a human? How could it not? How?
No, I'm not saying
so
that it can't take the. I'm not saying that God cannot take the form of a human. Right? He can do anything. If God exists, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Right? Well, you're saying that we're born in his likeness. That would mean that he would
his image.
Sure, and his image. That would mean that he is of human background.
No, we are of godly background.
But that's saying that God is human.
No, we are gods.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I understand, and I understand where you're coming from. But I just don't see how. I just don't see the correlation when all these images of these other gods are very similar, and some even non-human based.
I think though, but like a lot of the times, whenever we think of the Bible, they're all stories. So, like Putch said, there's always a level of interpretation to the way that it was originally even posed, maybe. So the made in his image could even be in like a version of his image that he chose, if that makes sense. Not that gods look like us or we look like gods. It could be in an image that he chose that is worthy of evolution and iterations that he wanted. I don't know.
Let's say that Moses. So when Moses first saw the burning bush, right, that was his first sight of God.
Correct.
Now let's say Moses went to go explain to the Hebrews what he saw. He would paint God as a burning bush, right? So is that an accurate depiction? So when I see these other depictions, like to what Zero was saying, is there's these depictions because maybe this is the way that he presented himself to them in a certain time, right? Masonry's taught in degrees, right? Why is it taught in degrees? Because just like God presenting himself to Moses, if you were given all this knowledge at one time, it would cripple your mind. You wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't even begin to fucking comprehend all the shit that's being thrown at you. So if he presented himself to somebody like me, it would blow my fucking brain. Just like Thor, he goes, what is it? He goes, he's talking about the Mind Stone. He goes,
the Thor quote.
He goes, it'll corrupt your mind, but thankfully for me, I am mighty. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like for the layman human being, this sight of this majestic thing would cripple our fucking brains. Bro, imagine you stood on fucking Mars and looked at Earth. What would that fucking image look like? What would it actually do to you? You wouldn't look at Earth ever the same, ever again. You would never look at it ever again the same. Look at somebody's eye. When you see somebody's eye and the point of where they've been struck by lightning, tell me Tell me things when you see it and experience it for the first time, these magical powers, how it doesn't change you. Because you will literally have
Oh, and
lightning bolts burned into your eyeballs.
I'm not disagreeing that because we talked about this. We talked about something similar to this today, about how we have to enjoy the fact that we have mortality because of the fact that there is literally millions of trillions of opportunities for a human to exist on a daily, hourly, minute by minute case, and we are the ones lucky enough to be here, right? And we've had this conversation before. I definitely believe that there is some type of higher being. It's impossible to not believe that. It's hard for me to fathom the fact that I'm born in the likeness of another being, right? Because if I was born in the likeness of other beings, and there's perfections and imperfections or things of that nature, right? And if I'm born in the likeness of a being that is, not saying that God is perfect, because there's no such thing as perfection. But if there is perfection, he's the closest to it. Because he is everything that is and isn't. He's everything that's right and wrong. He's everything that, the alpha, the omega, the yin, the yang, all that shit, right? So it's hard for me to believe, with all the imperfections that happen throughout the creation. You can't get everything right, but you get more shit right than you don't. It's hard for me to fathom the likeness of being born in the likeness of somebody, of another being that looks like me. I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that.
Okay, so I won't speak of like the world, because so much happened based off of our free will. But let's take the imperfections of our body. What to you is imperfect may be perfect to someone else, right?
Cancer is perfect to somebody.
What's that?
Cancer is perfect to somebody.
That I'm not talking about like illness, right? But somebody might say, look how I have a misshapen face or a misshapen limb, right?
Sure.
Just because you deem it imperfect, he deemed it perfect, right? You were made this way. There's a certain
perfect
purpose.
In the sense of what, though? Because if I was born in your likeness and you are perfect, should I not be born like you?
No.
Why not?
If we were all born, because if we were all born the same, right? If we were all born looking exactly the same, right? Would pretty eyes still be pretty eyes?
No. I think this is where you're mistaken. The likeness of, right? 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, a mouth, a nose with 2 nostrils, ears. That is the likeness. That is the likeness. So if I'm born with 1 arm, 9 fingers, 1 foot,
born without
1 leg, born without.
Remember that not having the original sin is not the biting of the apple. The original sin was Eve and Adam looked at each other and said, of all this great garden, that's the one thing that we can't touch. Let's go touch it.
Correct.
They saw lack. They said, this is the one thing that we go without. And they made a conscious decision to go and do it. Right? So we say, I'm without. How can I be perfect when I'm without this? When I'm without that? When I'm without this? This body is nothing but a casing. Right? This is not truly who we are. These eyes and this nose and these lips. The real God's image and likeness is here. Right? The 10 fingers and the 2 eyes.
You're talking about internal.
This flesh is just so I could recognize you. Jacob, right? The father of Israel, Jacob had a broken leg. He had his hip popped out by an angel and he walked with a limp. Then was named Israel. And he was fathered the king of the Jews. There's these things we get so caught up in the flesh. What's right here? When really it's all this plumb and upright.
Plum.
Plum.
Oh,
Never used a plumb bob?
No. was
No, but I understand what you're saying, and I do understand what you're saying. But the flesh is of importance.
No, it's not.
It kind of is.
No.
If your son was not made of flesh, if your son was not made of flesh and bones, in what way could you love him?
Well, first, my son existed long before he took his body.
That I agree with.
Okay.
That I agree with.
So
how would you physically or even consciously show your son love had it not been for the flesh and bone of his existence?
I have an experience provided to me from upstairs. That's where I think that's where we may have a confusion with that statement. Right? Him taking form is a provision by the Almighty. This is all provided to me by somebody else. Right? Like how they say in Guardians of the Galaxy, there's the hands and the hands that guide the hands. You know what I'm saying? So though he may be my son born of flesh, he was a great energy way longer before I ever met him, before I ever held him in my hands.
No, that I agree with.
So him being born into my hands, right? Him being in my hands has got nothing to do with how I love him or where I love him, when I love him. That is just purely an experience I get to have. That's just
okay. So why have you? So okay, here's my question to you then. Consciously knowing that you were energy prior to this, right? Because you do believe that, right? I think we've already had this conversation prior to you.
Hold on, before we move, because the one thing, the way that I see it, right, is if you ran with that same thought process, is a mother and father still allowed to mourn a child that was never born?
Absolutely.
They never took birth.
But they understood that there was flesh and bone that was created prior to...
Not flesh and bone. There was life in there. There was life.
Sure, life. There was flesh, though. Bones being created. Plum. But okay, so hear me out then. Hear me out on this question.
Before the flesh and blood, like before all of that, there was the essence of.
Well, it was the essence of the thought of, right? The thought of flesh and bone.
Because I wouldn't love Elijah less if he was born. I wouldn't love Elijah less if he was born without limbs and deaf, dumb, and blind.
That's not what I'm saying, and that's not. I'm now past the perfection of the human body.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just talking about the flesh of your child.
If he was born as a fucking tomato,
sure,
I would still love him.
If he was born as a tomato, you would love your son the same that you love him right now.
Absolutely.
In inanimate, it's not inanimate because tomatoes are live, but a being with no sight, no hearing, no verbal communication at all, no point of emotion. I love you, Push, but I genuinely do not believe that statement at all.
100%, because Scripture itself says that children are given to us as a reward from God for our labors and our love.
Okay, so let me go back to so you're gonna tell me that if your son was born as a pet rock, you would love him the same as the son that you currently have?
Absolutely. I say Lilo's my first child.
But that is a conscious being.
She's a dog. That came to me at 3 months old.
That's a conscious being, though. That's way different than a fucking pet rock.
Prove it doesn't have consciousness.
Prove that a rock has no consciousness.
They used to say trees didn't have consciousness.
I'm talking about a rock, not a tree. That's why I said what I said about a tomato and changed it to a rock. So here's what I'm going toward. I'm trying to remember what the fuck I was going to say to you because I got off track. But so you're telling me that you're saying that your son was your son prior to him being born, right? Mm-hmm. Which I agree with. I do agree with you on that statement, right?
Elijah was his own thing before he was given to me. Yes.
Okay. okay, that kind of changes what I was going to ask you, because you said what you had originally said was Elijah was my son prior to him being born. That's what you said.
Both
Is that what
statements
you're-
are true. Both statements are
Okay,
true.
so you're agreeing that Elijah was your son prior to him being born.
Yes.
Okay, because what I'm going to ask you is based off of that statement alone.
Mm-hmm.
So are you experiencing the love that you have for him now? If he was your son prior to him being born,
Mm-hmm.
and you've never experienced a love like you did prior to him being here,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you have in a past life, but I'm talking about consciously you now as you yourself, Putch,
Mm-hmm.
Korpsx. Why have you never experienced love like that before? What brought that now instead?
Because I was conscious enough to accept it.
Accept what?
The experience that's happening. The experience that's happening between me and this child.
Yeah, him becoming flesh and bone is what I'm saying.
I loved him from the moment I heard his heartbeat. Right? I loved that fucking guy from the moment I saw the fucking pregnancy test.
He would argue that like from the first time that you could even have a sign that he existed, there's flesh and blood to speak of. I feel like is what Save would say. But I would imagine that Korpsx would say the only reason he could recognize the son of flesh and blood is because within time, as mortals, as human, we could only experience that. That's the kind of scope in our if you see like a spectrum of color, we have so much that we can't see. There's like this little fraction of shit that we could see. But I feel like even in time, there's so much that we can. There's like that whole radiant, but probably even a fraction of a smaller percentage that we can experience, and that's what now is. But if we could widen that to almost, maybe even like just a quarter of that, we could probably experience things that hasn't happened, or people who will never exist, because time-wise, the reason we could experience this is because we need some physical boundary that we're also bouncing off of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to bring into fruition, is the fact that because you're getting the allowance to experience it is what is bringing you the love and that you feel because of flesh and blood is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what I'm saying.
There's things that are revealed to us in time, right? It's not your time yet. We say this to our kids all the time, right? It's not your time to learn that yet, right? And so I zoom out and I say, that guy up there said, you know what? You're going to love this child. You're going to love him wholeheartedly, but it's not your time yet, right? That thing that makes up my son existed long before I was born, right? And I was chosen and then rewarded, right? Same thing. It happened. I experienced his mom's love first, right? And then was rewarded. So things way predate, bro. Way predate us, ourselves. Way predate flesh and bone. They can pull out your DNA now, bro, and tell you what kind of kids you're going to have. They can tell you what your grandchildren are going to be like. So that predates the next generation's flesh and bone, right? Unwind the DNA strands. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot to it. The flesh and the bone is less important than what's going on inside of it, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree with that. I do agree with that statement. It's just that argument about God is just a tough one to continue on about, in my opinion.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
It's went on since time in memoriam.
I know. I agree. All right, I know we got to get off because of
yeah. I just looked at the time right now. All right, boys. Who wants to start?
An hour over what he was.
I know. Well, you didn't put it in.
We got to order food and do some more laundry.
You guys are good. I was loving.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. This is a conversation that I did not think it was going to go in this direction. I apologize.
Yeah.
But as always, we appreciate you guys, whether you guys are tuning in for the live show or tuning in on the playback. Thank you guys so much. As always, you guys stay healthy, stay happy. I love y'all. Keep smiling. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, like Safe said, thanks so much if you were here for a second, a minute, an hour, the whole thing. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much to Safe and Korpsx community. This has been the usual Tuesdays.
Thank you guys. Yeah, rapid fires. That was my first time trying that. I hope to do it
Really
again.
good.
Korpscollection.com. This is Big Corpse. Y'all know the deal. Love these guys. Love everyone who's tuned in and watched. I usually do a sign off, but I'm not going to do one tonight because I have an announcement about Korpsx Collection.
Oh, yeah.
I will be deleting all the products off of there. More than likely by this weekend. I will be relaunching some stuff. Some images and designs will not be coming back. Yeah, like the gorilla, the half skull gorilla will not be coming back.
I need that hat. I need that hat. Is the hat still available?
Gone. That design's gone. It's already gone. So there's some, I have about 2 designs I haven't released that I have already made ready to go. And there's about 3 or 4 more that I'm myself currently working on. And I'm going to get that released. When it will drop, stay tuned, motherfuckers. But until next time, I hope you have a good day, week, month of your life. Until next time, love you guys. Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Love you, boys.
Y'all get some rest. Love y'all.
All
Peace
right.
out.
You too.